Hello friends, I figured I would do at least an intro for you so y'all aren't just kind of like chucked into let's read my November TBR books. I think you guys are probably already expecting this from me, but we have books that we need to read that our board game has got for us. A little refresher of what we are reading. What the board has picked, I should say. So we had a book with a graveyard on it, and I'm running out of these, so I might actually kind of nix this prompt for a while because they're a lot harder to find than I originally thought, which is fine. But I have I have one that is about death, and then one that just kind of gives those vibes. So I actually went for the first to die at the end, and then our last prompt was a blind book pick, and instead of trying to find another book and do a blind book, I decided I'm just gonna do Vespertine for that one because I had already picked it as a potential for the first prompt. So we are going to be reading Vespertine for the blind book pick. And then we also had a book with a serial killer, so I decided to go with Night of the Mannequins by Stephen Graham Jones because there might be a serial killer in here. We'll find out. And then book with a body part. I decided to go for Foxglove by Adeline Grace because her face is on here. There's body parts. There's nose, eyes, mouth, face, neck. So that one works, and that's what we're doing. And then we also have Read a Book in the Dark, which I mostly listen to a lot of my books while I'm at work, and I work overnight, so perfect prompt, right? But those are my 4 books that we are going to be reading in this vlog, and I will let you just get into it because hello, I just finished the first to die at the end. Yes. It was good. Did I like it? Yeah. I did like the first one better. They both die at the end, I think is what it was called. I like that story better. This one was okay. It's pretty much how Deathcast started. So you get to see like the very first of the Deathcast deaths. And it was kind of fun seeing like the background and like how everything like came to be. And so it was good. I'd give it a 3.5. It was interesting on seeing how it all came to be and like what like the intricate like details of the first deaths and all of that. So that was fun. But yeah, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of an update on that. I don't know what I'm picking up next. I might go with Foxglove, just to get that one out of the way. But I also kind of want to start Vespertine tonight because I'm kind of want to dig into that one. I might go with Vespertine. You guys will see what I pick later. I will see you guys in a while. Hello friends, I finished Night of the Mannequins by Stephen Graham Jones. This one is a very short one. It felt like a lot longer. Not my favorite Stephen Graham Jones. It was fine. It was weird. And the kid's a little nuts, if you ask me. So we're following this group of friends, kind of. We're mostly following the one kid, Sawyer, I think is who he is. But the group of kids find a mannequin when they go down RJ's hill in a box, and he comes back up with a leg or something. So they find this mannequin, and they do things with this mannequin. They play tricks with this mannequin, and for a whole summer, and then a couple years down the road, they have this idea for a prank to get Shannon, I think is what her name was, Shanna, got a new job because they kind of ruined their landscape at her house, and her mom was kind of mad and be like, hey, you're doing this job, you're paying me back. At a movie theater, so one night she sneaks them in and they get caught, and she kind of gets in trouble. So they do it again. They go there to play a prank on her, and brought this mannequin. Well, the one kid kind of goes a little cuckoo and thinks that the mannequin literally walks up at the end of the movie and is alive. And then he's eating, and then we go through and he's eating Miracle Grow to grow, and now towards the end of it, he's like 5 million feet high and like huge and gigantic, like the size of Godzilla. And it was it was weird. And then Shanna is killed, the first of them, and by a Mack truck, a semi, veers off the road and literally goes through her house and kills her and her entire family that was in the house. And he kind of goes, oh, this mannequin's killing everybody now. And I'm just sitting here going, I think you're just a little nuts, dude. But whatever. 2.5 stars, 3 stars, not my favorite Stephen Graham Jones. Really not. But yeah, we finished that. Next up, I have started Vespertine. I'm enjoying it. It's a little off the handle in some spots, but we are following Artemisa. She's training to be a Grey Sister, a nun, who cleanses the bodies of the deceased so their souls can pass on. And there's an attack towards the beginning. Well, before the attack, this priest comes to test the girls to see which ones are going to go to a university of some sort. And he's like, you're my girl, you got the power. And she's like, I don't. And then he leaves, unexpectedly. He was brought a note saying something, and he had to leave ASAP without her. And then the attack came from possessed soldiers, and these, in here, you can be possessed by spirits if you're weak, or if you have to the spirit world, kind of like the girls in Grey Sister is, from how I see it. Not sure how that happens. But Artemisa is down in the crypt, and Lady Luciania is with her, and she's killed by the soldiers. And in her death, before she dies, she told Artemisa that the lady wants you to have this, blah blah blah, the spirit, the remnant, of whomchamacallit, and she's apparently one of the most powerful ones left in the world. And then she becomes a little bit possessed, but she also has the power to pretty much hurt herself to not be possessed anymore. And she's also, Artemisa was also possessed by I don't even know, like, what they're, like, a spirit or something, back when she was a child, and that's how she ended up with the Grey Sisters. And it's interesting, and I'm enjoying it. Right now, we're kind of in another attack where I'm at on chapter 8, and kind of excited to see where it goes, because I am intrigued. I'm not completely sure if I'm liking it completely yet, but I'm intrigued by what's going on so far. So I will update you guys when I finish this, and then yeah, I will see you guys later. I finished Vespertine last night, and I enjoyed it. Oh, she did write Sorcery Thrones. I did love Sorcery Thrones. So this one was interesting, and I really enjoyed it. So we are following, Artemisia, and she's a nun. She's a novice. She's practicing to be a nun. She doesn't want to be anything else. Like, she literally just wants to stay in the convent and be a nun. Like, that's it. Like, she doesn't want any of the thrill, like, frilly shit and all that, and to be higher up in the convent, I guess. She just wants to deal with the dead bodies that the nuns deal with and call it a life. But Lord Leander comes and tests the girls, and he's like, you have potential, you're coming with me. And she's like, the fuck I am. And it just becomes a whole thing. They raid, and I know I got to talk to you guys a little bit of this, but these soldiers of thralls is what they're called when they are possessed. They show up and pretty much raid the convent, and she escapes. A couple of the nuns' sisters end up dead, and she ends up with a remnant, and she does not want said remnant, but they're stuck together at this point. And Revenant, I think, I don't remember, but she's stuck with the Scorner, I think is what her like name is. So she escapes, she runs away, she ends up in this one town, and she showed up and pretty much annihilated all of the thralls that were there attacking that place. And so she becomes a saint pretty much after that, and she's trying to be in hiding because everybody knows her as Artemisia. They know who she is. She was possessed as a child. She burnt her hands to get the whatchamacallit out of her, and then she ended up with the sisters at the nunnery and convent. It's not even called a nunnery, it's literally just a convent. And as we're going through it, like, we're learning different things, and then Marguerite, who is her roommate at the convent, doesn't want to be a nun. She does not want to be stuck there for the rest of her life. She doesn't want anything to do with it. But the people that have the sight, who can see the spirits and see the everything else, they are taken to the nunnery or the convent areas and stuff like that. And it's interesting how it kind of all goes through. And then Leander is very much made out to be a bad guy, and then there's a twist, and I'm just like, wait, okay, and it was interesting, and I actually really enjoyed it, and the ending was, but not quite a 5-star. I'm going to rate it a 4. I really did enjoy it. Out of both that I've read, I think Sorcery of Thorns is my favorite from her so far. But, yes, there's that. I also did start Foxglove by Adeline Grace last night, and ooh, we have a new member in our family right now. Fate has shown up, and he is Death's brother, and they do not get along. And I did not make it very far into this, but this is the aftermath of what happened in Belladonna, and we are very much back into this world, and I'm liking it, and Fate seems interesting. And Blythe, Keep an eye on her. I will update you guys when I get either more into this or I finish. I don't know. We are going to be working on my sister's blanket for a little bit today. I am so close. I'm not at all, but we're that much. We need to make a lot of progress on this today because I would like to get a lot of it done. Will it be finished today? No, not in any sense, but I would like to get a little bit more of it finished today. So that is our goal, and hopefully to finish a little bit more of Foxglove. So I will see you guys in a while. So I finished Foxglove last night. It is freezing in my house right now, so and it's currently 6 degrees and it's freezing, and I hate Montana in the winter because it's cold. But yeah, I finished Foxglove last night, and I love the mystery, like the murder mystery of these. Like, they're so fun, and because it's like, oh, we know exactly who it is, and then it just ends up being somebody completely else, and I'm just like, ah! But yeah. So of course we're following Sigma again, but we're also following Blythe. So we kind of get, both of their perspectives throughout this. Yeah, no, that's going back on. So this is pretty much the aftermath of what, happens in Belladonna. So I don't want to give too much away because go read Belladonna if you haven't. If not, if you have, continue. Read Foxglove because I had fun with this one. This one there was a couple spots last night as I got closer to the end and figuring out who the killer was, period. I kind of went, oh, wait, the scandal, like, what? It was fun. It was a lot of fun. There was a couple of dry spots in there that I know I tuned some stuff out on this one. I know I did. Did I mean to? No, I really didn't. But there were some dry spots. But I had a lot of fun. Again, why did it take me so long to pick this up? I don't know. I would love to go into Wisteria, which there were some spots in Foxglove that, and if you've read the first one, we know Foxglove, the book, the name Foxglove is the name of her estate that she is trying to inherit, and so in the first book, Signa is just trying to make it through her life until she's 21 so she can inherit Foxglove, which is her parents' estate. Her parents and a whole party full of people just died one night, and she was the only one left. And she goes through life where everybody dies. Everybody around her dies. It's depressing. She's depressed. She doesn't like it. She finally goes to her cousin's, her Uncle Hawthorne, Elijah, and aunt, and her cousin Blythe, and I don't remember his name. It starts with P. It's not Peter. I don't remember, but her other cousin. And then Blythe is really, really ill in Belladonna, and Lily, her aunt, Blythe's mom, dies in that one, and Signa is trying to save Blythe's life because she doesn't want her to die. because she's tired of people dying in her, like, while she's present, I guess. She's like, I just need to make it this long. Like, I just need to make it this long. Like, please stop dying around me. Like, please, please, please. I just want to make it so I can have my estate and be done. And it's just understandable, right? But there is a twist, because ever since Signa was a baby at the party where her parents and everybody else around them died, she has been able to see death, and there's some differences in Signa, and so we kind of get to know, like, a lot of that throughout Belladonna. And then in Foxglove we get to see a little bit more, and then there's also a twist, because we get to meet Death's brother, Fate. And Fate's an asshole, and I will stick to that. But I had a lot of fun. I don't want to give too much away of this, because details. It literally piggybacks right off of Belladonna, and I had a lot of fun, and I'm kind of hoping Wisteria kind of does that too. I'm really hoping to pick it up in January, because I forgot how much of a chokehold these have on me, and I had a lot of fun with it. But yeah, that's where I'm sitting at. We have finished all of our books for this TBR. We had Vespertine, Foxglove, Night of the Mannequins, and the first to die at the end. I think that's the one. The prequel to the regular first book. Whatever, I don't know. They're confusing. But we had a couple wins. The first to die at the end was not as good as the first one, honestly. I like the first one better. Vespertine was good. I did enjoy that one. Night of the Mannequins was weird. I think I gave that one 2.5 stars. I think that was the only really flop of this whole entire book, or this whole entire TBR. And then Foxglove, 4.5. So no 5 stars, but 2 4.5s. Not bad. But yeah, that's all I got for you in this one, guys. It's finally warming up in my house. I am going to work on this a little bit more. I'm getting there. We have literally 25 days left, but we'll get there. It's fine. It's fine. I will see you guys in my next video, whenever that is. Being busy sucks. Thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful day. Stay warm out there. And if you want to leave me an emoji, leave me a flower for Foxglove. But I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.